Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. We're coming in hot today because we're looking at a deeply powerful message simply titled, Why You Have to Change. The whole focus today? Taking immediate, unhesitating action. Look, this material doesn't sugarcoat reality. It demands we look in the mirror and realize our lives are entirely in our own hands. So let's get focused and dive right in, shall we?
If you don't change now, you never will. Wow, we're kicking things off with this absolute truth straight from the source. Because, meaningful change, it never happens by accident. It just doesn't happen because you sit around on the couch wishing for it. It hits when you reach that breaking point, look at your life, and finally say, okay, no more excuses. If you keep telling yourself you'll change someday, you're going to keep waking up to the exact same routine, the exact same walls, and the exact same limitations.
Okay, let's dive into this for a second and get real. Do you want to look back and regret that you didn't take action? Really think about it. Do you want to live the exact same life you're living right now for the next 5, 10, or even 20 years? Because if you don't take action now, you're literally going to wake up a decade from now, look back at this exact moment, and realize you had a chance to change the whole shebang and you just completely missed it.
And that brings us to part 1, the trap of comfort. It is so easy to trick ourselves into thinking that if we just stay where we are, we're safe. But look at this contrast here. On one side, we have the comfort zone. Sure, it feels safe, it feels easy, but in reality, it is suffocating. It's literally the place where dreams go to die and ambition just fades away. Now, on the other side, we've got the growth zone. Yeah, it's scary, it's super uncomfortable, it's hard, and it absolutely requires a fight. But the main takeaway here is that comfort is actually the silent killer of progress. You are not actually safe if you aren't pushing yourself out of what's familiar and into that messy, uncomfortable growth zone.
And here is a pretty stark reality check for us all. No one is coming to save you. Life doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if you just don't feel like it today. Life keeps moving whether you're ready or not. You are the one, the only one, who has the power to change your trajectory. Sure, people might cheer you on from the sidelines, but when things get really tough, you're the one who has to stand up and flat out refuse to quit.
Moving right along to part 2, the illusion of tomorrow.
We are all constantly waiting for the perfect circumstances to start something, right? But let's walk through this procrastinator's timeline. And be honest, we have all done this. We push things from today to tomorrow to next week and finally to, well, eventually. But the crucial point the source makes here is that eventually is just a flat-out lie. It's this totally fabricated concept we tell ourselves just to justify putting things off. Actually, scratch that, it's a trap. Eventually never actually arrives.
Ramping up the intensity a bit, we hit this absolute brick wall. Later does not exist. Waiting for the stars to align or for everything to feel 100% perfect is a guaranteed way to waste your life. That magical moment you're waiting for, it's not coming. The most dangerous thing you can do is sit back and say, oh, I'll change later. Later is just an excuse from the future. The only moment you actually have is right now.
Which brings us to part 3, fear as a teacher. So we really need to address the underlying barriers holding you back. And honestly, we need to redefine a word that just paralyzes so many of us: failure. Look, failure is not the end of the road. It's merely a step on the journey. It's feedback. It's the teacher you desperately need to grow. The source material makes this incredibly clear. If you aren't failing, you simply aren't trying hard enough. We've got to start embracing failure as a necessary, completely normal part of the growth process.
Because as the source notes perfectly, the world doesn't reward people who play it safe. True rewards, they belong to the people willing to take risks. The world rewards those who fall down, scrape themselves off the ground, face their absolute worst insecurities, and still have the courage to say, I'm trying again. It takes serious conviction to push through the hard days, but that right there is exactly what separates the people who make it from the people who don't.
All right, part 4, the power of decision.
The difference between the person you are right now and the person you desperately want to be really comes down to a single, powerful mental shift. When you finally decide that you have had enough, it's like a chain reaction goes off. You stop making excuses, you suddenly open up new doors you didn't even know existed, and you start attracting real opportunities. The source points out something wild here. The universe actually starts to align. People and resources just begin to show up in ways you never expected, all because you made that one firm choice to take action.
So it really comes down to choosing your struggle, right? We're looking at the pain of staying the same versus the pain of change. And yeah, for sure, change is painful. It requires messy, exhausting work and temporary discomfort. But the suffocating pain of staying exactly where you are,
of living with regret and staying stuck at rock bottom, that is always going to be far greater than the temporary friction of growth. You've got to choose your pain wisely.
And that leads us to our final phase, part 5, taking your first step.
Look, transforming your entire life isn't some overnight magic trick, but we can completely demystify it into 2 simple, immediate steps. Step 1, decide you've had enough. Step 2, take 1 small step, right this very second. You literally just need to choose to stop waiting and start doing. Before you even give your brain time to overthink it, just take that very first step.
And hey, as you take that step, you have to remember this. Perfection is absolutely not required. You do not need to have your entire future figured out. You don't need to know every single twist and turn the road is going to take. Every single small step forward is progress. The real secret here? Taking action before the fear even has time to settle in. Just keep moving forward, no matter how messy it looks.
Well, we've reached the climax of our explainer today, and the ultimate choice is placed squarely on your shoulders. Are you going to stay stuck, or are you going to step up? You have so much untapped potential just waiting to be unleashed, but you are the only one who can flip the switch. The perfect time is right now. Make the change, start the messy work, and step up to the life you truly deserve.
Because let's say it one more time, if you don't change now, you never will. The world is out there waiting for you to show up. If you're ready to take action and you want more of these powerful insights to keep you moving forward, be sure to subscribe to Elmi Motivations. Make the decision today, and I'll catch you next time on The Explainer.